entrevistar a Richard Scrase, un periodista que está realizando una vuelta a Europa en coche eléctrico para un documental de la radio y televisión. Vamos a ver por qué lo hace. What's the main objective of this trip?
My main objective is to show people that electric cars are possible, because I think petrol cars are horrible machines. They use oil, and as we've seen in the Gulf of Mexico, when oil spills it causes great devastation. And petrol cars are very noisy and make a lot of air pollution in cities where most of us live.
Any anecdotes that you will be showing on your program?
I think to hear the best bits, listen to our programs. But I think one of the anecdotes that stands out in my mind was when I talked to a man who manages the power company in Munich in Germany. And he said that he wants his city using just green energy within a few years. But in Munich they don't have much wind and they don't have much sun. So he's paying, or rather his town, Munich, is paying to build new wind turbines off the coast of Wales in Britain and to build new concentrated solar power plants here in Spain.
What's the difference between driving a normal car and driving an electric car?
There's almost no difference between the two. The electric car is like driving an automatic. You don't have to change gear.
Have you had any problems with the car during the journey?
Our main problem is that we are trying to make the car do more than it's designed to do. It's designed as a city car with a range of 150 kilometres. And we're trying to do 6,500 kilometres altogether in the 4 weeks. So that means that instead of leaving the car to charge overnight and just doing a few kilometres, we drive it right until the battery is almost empty, and sometimes it has a little orange light that flashes when it's getting empty. And then we stop and we charge, and this takes a long time if you use ordinary electricity.
Does that mean that an electric car is not an idea for long driving holiday?
Yes, I don't think it's ideal for a long journey unless you want to take your journey in small stages. And one of the advantages of taking a journey in small stages is you see lots of things on the way. But I don't think any car is good for long journeys. I think if you want to take a long journey, you should do what I did today, which was take the train. And I came from Barcelona to Madrid in just over 3 hours.
So you have been in 8 countries. What differences have you seen in the plans for introducing electric cars?
What's interesting is that most countries are starting. All the car manufacturers have told us that within 2 years they'll be selling an electric car which will do at least as well as the car that we've been using. The car we've been using is from Norway. Norway's probably further ahead. They've got a car park with 50 charging places in their capital city, Oslo. But just about all countries are just starting now.
How did you come up with the idea of driving around Europe with an electric car?
I thought, well, how do you persuade people that electric cars are feasible as alternatives to petrol cars? And I thought the best way was to make a big trip and make a program about it.
At what speed have you been driving?
Usually we drive quite slowly because we're trying to go as far as possible. So we've been driving on the motorways, the main roads, at about 80 kilometres an hour, which means we're the slowest vehicle on the motorway. But if we're on the small roads, where maybe the speed limit is only 70, well then we're doing 70. About
how much does an electric car cost?
At the moment they're very expensive because they're not being made by the big manufacturers. So if you wanted to buy the small car we're using, I think it would cost you about 25,000 euros. But because they're so expensive, a lot of the manufacturers are thinking of ways of not selling you a car, but leasing you a car. And I don't know for sure, but they're talking about 300 euros a month to lease a new car.
How much does the charge cost and how long does it last?
If we charge from an ordinary electrical outlet like you have in your house, it charges all night, 10 hours. It charges at about 10 amps, 10 amperes. And so the overall charge for Spanish prices, I think, is about 3 euros to fill up the car's battery, and that gives you a range of about 150 kilometres. So it's €3 for 150 kilometres.
And when are there going to be easy public charging points, for example in the UK?
In the UK, I think the plans are a little bit behind perhaps Portugal or Norway. In the UK you've got some cities starting to put in charging points, so London has some charging points. But I think you're going to see the number of charging points increase over the next few years, and probably within 10 years it'll be quite easy to find a charging point. And you'll be able to find charging points which can charge your battery much more quickly than you can from home. So instead of being 10 amps, there'll be about 400 amps, so you can charge your battery up in minutes.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck on the rest of your trip.
Thank you very much.